My name is Dr. Fatima Baig. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the Director of Programming at Asian American Lead. I'm also a former educator. I've taught in Philadelphia, DC, other public, private, charter schools. And I've always focused on special education and inclusion. So that's really where my love comes from in doing youth work and youth empowerment, development, and a lot of the work that we do now with mentoring and providing guidance for youth. Asian American Lead has been around for 26 years now, and we provide after-school mentoring summer programs for our youth, all focused around empowering our youth to become strong advocates, learn more about their identity, reclaiming their identity, and giving back to our communities. And we do that through this wonderful mentoring program that is consistently growing because of the need to connect our young people with members of the community who have a lot of shared experiences, both who identify as Asian or non, or just identifies people of color as immigrants, any of that. But it's a really cool experience, and that's a 12-month program that we run, and people sign up year after year. And then our after-school programs are throughout the school year, and then we have some summer programs as well, but open to all youth, and they're all free for our youth to participate. After the pandemic, well, during the pandemic, we really had to close our doors on many programs. Mentoring, unfortunately, was one of them. The virtual component wasn't as attractive to our youth and families, but right after, once we started getting back into person, 2021 really rebuilt that back up. My parents immigrated here from Pakistan, and so I grew up here as a second-generation student, and really I didn't know anyone who looked like me. I didn't have teachers, let alone other students. I definitely grew up in a very predominantly white society, school, all the way from elementary school to college. So that's been my full experience, and so it was a huge barrier to just have that lack of representation, someone I could talk to, someone I could just get advice about for anything, let alone forget career, college, life, anything of that sort. So the lack of representation has been a big barrier. So I really see measuring our success with AALEAD's mentoring program in terms of how our youth feel about themselves. So it's a lot about how do they express themselves? Are they engaged in community more? Are they sharing with their friends? Are they getting involved with our other programs? It really shows a lot of confidence, a sense of self and their identity, which is a big focus for us. And so a lot of that personal growth. Not only that, but they're not afraid to take chances because they know they have a support system around them because of our mentoring program, because of the skills that we're teaching our youth. In addition to that, I mean, they're gonna see their academic progress as well when they're applying for colleges, they're going after these jobs. Everything that scares them, they're willing to do. And that really shows that they are taking in what we're sharing with them and what we're doing our best to hope they can contribute and give back to society as well. So to have our young adults thrive in society, I think it's really important to be open. Many times they come from families with different cultural backgrounds and may not align with the school that we come to, especially if that's our first time in the country or just around different people. So being very open is one thing, just having that open mindset to learn. And not from a defensive mechanism, but more so I want to hear what you do and I want to learn, share what I do so that we kind of we build a bond, right? We create a shared lived experience that connects us, which we see a lot of happening now, and which is what brings us to mentoring as well. It's connecting these stories. Besides that, I think being flexible. You need to be open, you need to adapt and just learn, really learn. But with that, I also strongly believe in staying true and firm to who you are. Learning about your identity, learning about your culture. These are all critical aspects of who we are as humans and how we represent ourselves, our families, all of that, and give back to society and share that with one another so we can be friends and there's less fear around who you are and where I am and where we come from, and instead let's talk about all the cool things that connect us and the differences, the similarities. It's a really cool experience, but definitely having a strong sense of identity. Asian American Lead incorporates a lot of openness and flexibility in our programming through our culturally responsive curriculum. Our programs are open to anyone. So a huge population is actually identifies not as Asian. So we create experiences, discussions, small groups, field trips, all of that, where we're bridging cultures, we're bridging stories, and that gives you from one country or one experience able to share a game or a food, and I can share what I bring, and we can talk about it, and maybe we can get to try some snacks or, have these experiences. But it's really about cultivating the content around our youth, around the people that we're here to serve, and that's really the basis for how we connect with one another.